So the next movement in the Hanna Somatic Cat Stretch series is the X. And the X is basically as it describes. I'll lie down and show it to you. Your legs come slightly further apart. Your arms come slightly further apart, so you're making an X with them, or it's almost like you're doing a jumping jack kind of motion. And whatever is, again, comfortable for you. If your arms don't come up that far, let them go a little further out, whatever kind of works so that you can kind of get there. And with this movement, you're going to take the feel of your shoulder blades and your hips on the floor and start to do a little bit more engagement in towards center. So let's start with the left shoulder blade and see what it's like, in this case, not to push the shoulder blade down into the floor, but to drag it in a little bit towards center, as if you were starting to follow a line in toward the center of your body, somewhere around your navel. So just to feel how you can pull in just a little bit. And it can sometimes not even feel like it moves, but just so that you're locating it. And you'll be surprised at how things start to wake up just by doing that. And then just letting it ease back out. Now let's do the same thing with the right side, just finding it, easing in towards center, holding it for a moment, feeling whatever sensations, even if there are tensions that waken, and then gradually easing back out of it and coming back to neutral. Now let's try doing that by lengthening out through the arm. So come back out to the left arm and see what it's like to kind of feel as if you were like an amoeba sending a pseudopod out through your arm, so that there's just kind of this sense of a surge of lengthening out through your arm, and feel how that moves the shoulder blade and slightly distorts your torso as your arm starts to reach out a little bit. And then just let that ease off. And then come around to your right arm and do the same thing. Just feel that pseudopod of movement start to surge out through your arm, and how it starts to affect your torso. And perhaps you're starting to see that it can also even affect your other arm and shoulder, that they can start to kind of feel how they're actually part of a similar movement together. And then just ease off. And so, for example, if we just come back to the left arm for a second, lengthen out through that left arm and draw in with the right arm, and see how they can start to support each other a little bit. And then just ease back out. Rest for a moment in between so that the nervous system can kind of integrate that information. And now lengthen out through the right arm as you pull in with the left arm. And just gently feel the end range, and then let that ease off. Now let's try the same thing with the legs. So see what it's like to lengthen out through the right leg and just pull into the hip a little bit with the left leg. And then let it ease off. Now lengthen out through the left leg and feel how it can be supported by a gentle pulling in of the right leg. And you might already be noticing that your upper body, your shoulders and arms, are starting to awaken to how they can participate as well. So let's just let all of that ease off, and we'll come back to lengthening out through the right leg, pulling into the left leg. And now, as you pull into the left leg, as if you've got a string going right through your body, lengthen out through the right arm, and see how that pulling in through the left arm connects with that lengthening out right leg, so that it's as if you have pulling through the center as this leg pulls in, or this arm pulls in, this leg lengthens out, and you get these distortions. And this is essentially muscles of the waist, except now you're lying flat on the floor, and you're feeling how the shoulder blades and hips participate in this a little bit more. Just going to the end range, holding it for a moment, and then gradually feeling how you out, let out of the movement. You can start to feel after a while of playing with this how that movement goes right through your torso and connects from where movement originally came, for example with starfish, from what is now our belly button area, but would have been their mouth, their center of feeding in their bodies in the same place, and that movement comes out from that center. And you can start to feel the beginnings of where primitive movement actually comes from in your body, and how as you connect with it, it starts to help coordinate the movement through your body. And then just let that come to a rest.